name is Shane Cradock. I'm an author, speaker, writer and coach, I guess. What I do is I help ambitious people achieve their goals in a way that's very meaningful for them. So I suppose the majority of my clients are in business. They're mostly entrepreneurs, business owners, or senior executives, CEOs. And they're very capable, smart people, men and women. And I suppose I see myself as a partner in their success. So my job is to help them get clear about what they're trying to achieve, and maybe very importantly, why they want to achieve it. And I say that because sometimes, or very often, what you'll find is that they might be clear about what they want to achieve, but when you get under the skin of it, it's not really lining up with who they are as a person. And so there's very often a disconnect between what they're trying to do and a sense of fulfillment. So that's part of my job, is to help them kind of get clear on that, so that what they want, why they want it, and then sometimes that's enough. And then other times I might be engaged with the client through one-to-one or through workshops or groups to help into that. Well, how do I get there? As we said before, everybody needs somebody else to challenge them, hold them accountable. If you're a leader in a business, it's a very lonely place. Not everybody can relate to what you do. Leaders generally hold everybody else accountable, but who holds them accountable? And on a simple level, you'd be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't, at how often somebody would say to me, I knew I was meeting you tomorrow, so I got everything done yesterday that I had to get done. And that's the power of accountability. But I suppose the extra bit in my mind that I bring to the table is around the inner game stuff as well as the outer game, but I put a huge emphasis on the inner game, because from my experience in business and life myself, as a business person, as a father, and just as a contributing person in life, the inner game is really where it's at. That's what the future is about in business and life. It's already there in sport. People see it and accept it, but there's a lot more to come, because you can be very strong on the inner game mentally and be very clear in your goals, but there might be a disconnect, and very often there is, between that and actually enjoying life. Some people are so busy in their heads that they can't even enjoy the success that they have earned. And that's very common, especially in business. So just because you've got all the money that you could ever possibly earn doesn't mean you're actually going to enjoy it or be happy. So there's two parts in your game as I see it. There's goal achievement, but the other part is literally the ability to be present, to enjoy life. And that's probably the bit that's more valuable. And I think that is maybe the bigger chunk of the missing piece in life and in business. How I got into it is a very long story, into this work, probably too long for this video. I started life as a chemical engineer from UCD. I ended up working with Pepsi-Cola International, and it was a great job, great business. But while I was there, I had a bad breakdown, and I was 24, 25 years of age, and because of that, I forced myself to kind of reevaluate everything about what I was doing in my life and my career. And out of that reevaluation came the seeds of what I'm doing now, which is helping people to achieve success and fulfillment in their careers, whatever their careers might be. Most of my clients, as I say, are business owners, but I do work with executives and senior executives, and sometimes the public and sports people. But it's a very long story, so I'm not going to bore you with that story around how I got there. But what I found was that I had a passion for helping people to make change. And I suppose that passion came out of an insight for myself. So when I had the breakdown, I got a lot of insights through reflection and pain and work. I became very interested in personal development, and also in how do you actually redesign what's going on inside you to redesign your life and your career. And then along the way, I've been doing this work for about 16 years now, and I've had a chance to test and put into practice what I learned for myself, which I found worked really well. And then over the last, as I say, 15, 16 years, I've used that to work with clients all over the world to achieve some pretty remarkable results. What makes me different in terms of my approach, I think there would be maybe 2 to 3 things that stand out. The first one would be I put a huge emphasis on the inner game. And what that is to me is, I suppose, as I see it in whatever field you're in, whether it's business or education or sport or anything, there's two games. There's the inner game and there's the outer game. The outer game is all about, I suppose, like say in business context would be like leadership, management, financials, marketing, selling, process management, quality. That's the outer game, and there's different skills you can learn around that. But what I've realized over the last few years, personally and for my clients and with my clients, is that the inner game, which is about your internal state of mind. And if that's not right, then you're not going to execute in the way that even your talent is or your ability is. You're not going to execute on the outer game right. So what I've realized with clients is that the inner game is really where it's at. You need to kind of get that right first, and from there we can kind of pretty much do anything. Anything actually, I think, is possible, but you have to realize that there is an inner game, and then you got to work out, well, how do I make that better and stronger? And as I say, I got an insight into that personally first in my early 20s, and that has stayed with me and has been the defining thing of my career. So that's probably the biggest difference that I would highlight. And maybe the second thing would be, I'm very focused on getting results with clients. So like I enjoy my work, I enjoy working with people, and it's good fun and challenging. But at the end of the day, we have to look at what are the results. And certainly with business clients, it is all about the results. But the results also are the things that are intangible. You've got the tangible things like sales and net profit, which are very important. But there's intangible things like peace of mind, happiness, fulfillment, your health, your key relationships, and they come into it in terms of if you want to have the best life possible, and that's what I'm trying to do, is help my clients have the best life possible.